Welcome to another podcast of WCB on WCBU 89.9 FM radio. You're listening to Mother's War on Violence podcast, and I am your host. My name is Yolanda Wallace. Mother's War on Violence mission is to tear down strongholds in the family. One way to do this is by bringing the conversation to the forefront with our agencies, community members, and our listening audiences with people like you. Today's topic is the John Buckley Memorial Garden. The John Buckley Memorial Garden was started in 2012. I, Yolanda Wallace, started it as a result of a program that I was doing called the Day of Remembrance. It's a community day of remembrance that was held at the Gateway in Peoria, Illinois, downtown. And it was for victims of tragedy. I got this idea from the National Parents of Murdered Children. They normally have it. There is an annual national day. That's in September, the 25th, started in Cincinnati, Ohio. But anyway, and that was started in 2010, and then it was extended and went on until 2018. Anyway, as we were having this program, and we would have walks and stuff, and we were saying, where are we going to walk to? Where are we going to belong at in this community after the tragedies have hit? So this event was for suicide, drug overdose families, murdered victims' families. So it was growing, and it got to be, it held anywhere from 150 to 500 people. So as we were walking, and, it was, and having walks and talks, and as a group, it came to the point, like I said, where do we belong in the community? What place do we have here now that the tragedy has hit? So I met with the present mayor at the time, which is Mayor Artist, and he appointed Eric Turner, who was passionate about what I was doing in the community with the ceasefire prayer vigils with Carl and the Day of Remembrance event that I would throw annually. And we talked about a place. So Mayor Artist appointed Eric Turner, and we went to go see Bonnie Noble and with the Peoria Park District. And we went and talked to Bonnie, and I got this idea about a memorial garden from the two pastors, pastor of Riverside and the pastor of St. Paul Baptist Church. And they thought of an idea of a memorial garden. So I went to pursue that and figure out ways to make it happen, to have a place of belonging. And so the meeting was successful. Bonnie Noble from the Peoria Park District told us about the Peoria Parks Foundation, and it was a land partnership was born. So in 2011, we started raising the money, majority, and I did most of this raising the money by selling dinners and things like that. So you really can do anything if you put your mind to it, and if you channel your levels of grief to positive things. You can really do a lot of positive things, and that's what I've done in our Peoria area. And so just angry that there's not a place for us to belong, and just thinking about, you know what? Yeah, where are we going to go? We're walking from the gateway, and we don't have a place to belong. So the fundraisers went quite well with selling dinners. Most of the participants that I would sell to for about a year, every weekend, would mostly be to the African American barbershops and African American hair shops that I belonged to and that I was associated with. And the barbershops were those who knew who John Buckley was. And shout out to Heads Up Barbershop. They're not here the way they used to be, but shout out to Mr. Green and Tron. I mean, these were some of the role models in our community and at this, and now in the millennial times. And so I'd sell these dinners every week. We got the money, together. The design came by the horticultural and the Mr. Kevin McMillan, who was the riverfront grounds person at that time, along with Alex, who is still with us today, and now he is the manager there. They designed the memorial garden. I told them what I wanted. I wanted it shaped in the form of a heart, and I wanted benches there. And so we went and did that. This partnership was born between the Peoria Park Districts and Victims of Tragedy. And what an awesome experience it was for me and for our community. We began, the foundation was laid. We wanted to create a place of belonging, a place of serenity for those who had experienced a tragedy, to have a place to go, to have a place in the community. So the heart-shaped flower memorial garden was formed, and it had perennials, annuals, all different types of things. I mean, it's grown since 2012, and now so the reason why, and my story, that my son John Buckley had been killed, and this is how I started these series of events and helping my community. It has been a pleasure. It's been a journey, and sometimes when I look back at what grief built, I go, wow, it's amazing. But the most amazing part of it all is to be able to help the other families, sometimes along the walking trail, coming from the gateway. You can pass by the Veterans Park. You can pass by the Liberty Park. You can pass on the way down the venue, and then there's a little park for kids that's attached to the Riverplex. And right behind the Riverplex, the 600 Northeast Water Street in Peoria, Illinois, there is a beautiful, blooming, heart-shaped flower garden, and it has a bench there. And Riverside Community Church, we matched their donation, gave a nice donation, and donated the bench. We had a ribbon cutting ceremony, and then we had a series of events throughout the years. We have a Plant to Remember that's held normally in June of every year. Of course, during the COVID years, those years we didn't have them, for safety reasons. But the Memorial Garden is a beautiful place to come and sit down and reflect. And if you come to it closer, you'll see that not only is shaped in the form of a heart. John Buckley, my son, was shot, and the reason why it's formed in the shape of a heart, this Memorial Garden, because he was actually shot in the heart. And the having a place in the community is just one of the situations that survivors experience. Is after a tragedy, where are we going to go? What are we going to do? How can we fit back into this community again? And the Memorial Garden we're pleased with the partnership with the Peoria Park District Foundation. And so that's pretty much how it got started, and as well as not from the barbershop and the hair shop, but from friends who wanted to be, wanted to contribute to the Memorial Garden. So it was awesome. At first, nobody knew what I was talking about. It was just a story, like a vision or something like that nobody could understand. But then as time went on, they figure out I was being for real. We were talking about a real place that we could go to. So as you get closer to it, there are subtitles around it. Murder, suicide, drug overdose. Now is a new one because it was vandalized last year. So now we have a place. If you'd like to get a brick in the memory of your loved one, you may. You can contact the Peoria Park District on Lake Street. They have our brochures, and it is attached as a application for a brick application or for a bench, because even though the layout started off with 2 benches, in the layout we really only have the one donated and matched through Riverside Community Church. And so the bricks are for $100 donation, and you can get in memory of your loved one. Most times we're wanting parents to sign them up, because without the parents' permission, I just don't like to get into the grief squabbles that you can, with those things. So I'm the program coordinator and director for all things that happen down there at the John Buckley Memorial Garden. And and you can go there and sit anytime as long as the park is open. Sometimes the parking lot is closed, just to keep down vandalization and stuff like that. They started that last year. It has sprinklers inside of this heart-shaped flower garden. And it's a beautiful place to go and to reflect and look into the Illinois River and think about where we've come from and, what experience we've had and how we can go into the future. What a blessing it is to have a place of belonging. We know that grief sometimes can be hard, but as the years go by, the years have gotten easier for me because I reached out and touched other people, which gives me the strive to continue on. I'm going to give a quick statistic about drug overdose real quick, and I'm not going to go into a whole lot, but according to the National Center of Health Statistics, the National Center for Health Statistics and the National Institute on Drug Abuse, they say that over 106,000 persons in the U.S. die from drug overdose. In 2021, which includes illegal drug use and also prescribe opioids. Sometimes with these tragic deaths, there's a lot of shame that goes with it, and we know there are countless reasons why there are so many car accident deaths that happen. But those families are here and they need help to go on. So we have to find an outlet for them. The Memorial Garden is a good way for them to come and reflect. They can get a break in the memory of their loved one. And also we put other deaths as well. The Memorial Garden is an awesome place to sit down and reflect, like I said again, where we've been and where we're going to in the future. We need more survivors doing things in our community. I'm willing to help and support you on your grief journey, as well as provide a place with the John Buckley Memorial Garden. There's also a way to, if an organization would like to buy a bench, that's, or to be a supporter of the John Buckley Memorial Garden, that is great as well. So I am glad that you're listening to Mother's War on Violence today. And if you get a chance, take a walk down behind the Riverplex and visit the John Buckley Memorial Garden. If you would like to support us, you can go to the Peoria Park District website and type in JONBUCKLEY Memorial Garden, and it will pop up, and there is a place that you can give a donation, or you can bring it into the Peoria Park District organization on Lake Street, and they accept donations for the Memorial Garden. And you also can follow us on Facebook. It's JON Buckley Memorial on Facebook Garden. So you can look it up that way as well. But if you spell it JOHN, you may not get it. And also, there's some news on the John Buckley Memorial Garden. The Peoria Riverfront Museum is having their physical RX exhibit, and this year, the very first time, they're having, where they're reflecting on the human body. But right now, they're having a display of things of heart. So they have the John Buckley Memorial Garden. It is one of the things that is on display there. And we have shared his Jordans there. And this is really awesome that we get to share it with our community. It'll be there until the fall of 2023. And so if you would like to visit the Peoria Riverfront Museum, it is one of the things of hearts there. And so his Jordans, the shoes that he was wearing the night that he was killed, are on display again. Okay. Thank you again for another episode of Mother's War on Violence. And please visit the John Buckley Memorial Garden back behind the Riverplex. And we are a non-for-profit 501c3 organization in Peoria.